What is up, guys? We're going to film our second video today, and it's very miserable, it's really cold. And we're going to be doing a room tour of my spider shed, but let's get inside because I'm freezing. So it's gone from 9 degrees outside to sitting around 25 degrees in here on the top shelf. So some of you have probably seen this already, but this is my spider room, my spider shed. So we're going to start from one side and go all the way around. It's probably going to be a little bit of a longer video. So starting off in this corner, we have our packing supplies with a bin and a little bit cleaning up utensils, and we have all of our important stuff that I may need, from feeding, rehousing, posting, lots of different stuff. And we got our live food here, or some of it at least. These are just some worms and flies. Need lots of flies at the moment because we've got lots of slings. So starting from the bottom, we just got a few different substrates and a little mulch box. Not too many on here, I've only started this recently. And here we actually don't have tarantulas, we have some jumping spiders. So we actually have 20 along this wall section here. These are Phidippus regius apalachicola, and also we have Phidippus regius soroa as well. These were growing on, we got from a friend. She's very good at breeding them. We do have a few tarantulas here as well though. We've got a tarantula room sling rack. So in here is some smaller slings, mostly dwarf species in here. We've got Cereocosmus elegans, Oro Negro, and Ori. And we also have 2 Cochon and Brunipes, and a few others in here. Assorted random slings. And we got a GV here, some El Parahamanas that we got from, all of those were from a collection we purchased that was in very bad condition, but we'll get to that more later because we have some spiders here from that. So this rack here is our smallest rack, but also our tallest rack. And on here mostly we only keep slings and juveniles that were growing on. They're all pretty assorted, so we've got little bits everywhere. So in this one we've got I think we've got about 10 Chilobrachus nentacharums. We've got 2 random little velvet spiders. We have Haplopus formosus. We've got C. darlingi, Ceropagpus hattie. Lots of different things. And we've got DCF Kenya in here. So this one's quite random. Here we have, these are all Harpactira pulchripes from my first sack with the female. Which we'll get to in a minute. So this is my first pulchripes sack. So these are all growing on slings from that. Behind here we have some piece of Fusca Highland, some Harpactira namoquensis. I think that's all that's back there actually. There's some juveniles in there. You see we got some bigger ones. I'm just going to run and hide now. But on the side there you can probably just about see them. And then we also have some smaller ones. So yeah, lots of mixed species. So the idea behind this is we've got lots of males to breed on for our many females later on down the line. I'd like to have lots of generations so I don't have to look for loans or purchase more males if I have them myself and I'm growing them on. It makes things a lot easier. Here we have some Harpactira golden black, some Harpactira tigrina. There's a tigrina right here, nice big one. Really good size actually. Oh sorry, that's an Augocephalus brayeri. Really good size on that one now, so they're growing on nicely. There we go, should be better. These little pots are okay, the lids are a little bit tricky to close, so we're slowly transitioning them all over to the 155 tamper proof. What else do we have? We've got some Eolivacea slings, Harpactira marxi, golden black tigrina, that's what's in that one. So mostly baboons, of course. We covered this one. These are H. gigas that we got from a collection that were really in a bad way. When we got these, they could hardly move. They're still struggling. You'll be able to see that they're not really like H. gigas is, but he's actually got a feeding response here. So you can see, yeah, he's a bit disabled, he or she. They're not fantastic right now, but they're all alive. We started with 5, we still have 5 here. We're going to do our best with them. A lot of the spiders we got from this collection were in a bad way. But one of them now has started digging down. I won't grab the enclosure from back there, but one of them has started digging down now, so it's a good start. It's a good start. Anyway, the next 2 shelves, we've got about 20 Ephemerus cyanognathes here. These were from Kevin Bigley. These are from his breeding, so we've got a load of these to grow on, and they'll be available as well for sale. Here we got a load of Dolichothelli diamantinensis. These were from my breeding last year, so these are CB23. So you can see it right there. So they're getting some really nice size now. If we come over from the light, you can see they're just starting to get a little bit of colour as well now, which is fantastic. So these are doing really well. Out of the whole sack, we've only lost one of them to a bad molt. That was it. We've also got some Hapalopus gorilla, some Lamprey palmanigerium, I believe. I can't remember if that's the right genus now. But we've also got a few, what have we got here? OBT UMV. Yeah, it's going to hide already. So lots of different assorted stuff. And back here we've got some more Namocrensis actually, from a different breeding, different bloodline. They are from Ian. They're from Ian. We've got a T. Celadonia back here, just starting to make its trapdoor. I'm not going to open it to disturb it, but you can see it just there. I don't recommend these enclosures for Celadonias. I'll show you which enclosure I recommend later. Yeah, there's some other stuff. There's some little, there's Brachionopus maracale as well. These are super quick. Yeah, you can see it there. They're a dwarf African species, very uncommon in the UK, or very uncommon in general. And at the top, so generally I try to keep things, well, anything that's been paired or going to be paired will be kept on the top shelves in general. And anything I want to go on quickly, like if I need a male and there's a male, I'll take it and make sure it's on the top shelf, which I'll show you an example of in a minute. So here we've got one of my Dolichothelli diamantinensis. She's the female that produced the sack last year, and she's paired again now, so she's molted out since. But yeah, she's paired again now. We've got a Vietnam silver. We've got a Formictus atrochromatus, which is from that collection, so I'm hoping it will molt out. And the same with this Grammostola pulchra. I believe it's a female, but both of them were from that collection. They haven't molted with me yet, so they're not going to be. So I'm not going to sell them on or move them on until they've molted, and I'll make sure they're healthy. Here is the Harpactira pulchripes nymphs that we have now. So we can see they are very lively, and they are about to molt out into proper slings. This is the way I incubate. There's no necessarily correct way. This is the way I like to incubate, and I've done it successfully with various species. However, I do also leave sacks with their mums, like the diamantinensis. I didn't incubate them, I didn't pull it. It stayed with mum, and I do think that is a fantastic way to do it. Yeah, so again, we've got some more random stuff up here. We've got a GVV from that collection, but that one's doing fantastic. That one I have no worries about. Here we've got a little bit of a prized possession. We're not going to see it, unfortunately. We'll see the other one later, though. This is a female Epacopus, the stout-legged baboon. That's a juvenile. And there's some more. There's some Heterothelli back there as well. All right, so we're now down on the floor. We're going to do these bottom 2 shelves that we haven't really touched upon, and this behind me here. This is one of my most exciting sections. I always love feeding down here. So we've got a load more jumping spiders. We've got the Philopus regis sorora and Apalatricola here. Back there we actually have 2, Jeremy will be able to correct me, but I'm not sure if it's Guandanameno species Priatoria. They're probably some of the only two things that aren't labelled. But again, with tarantula wise, we have a load more random stuff. We've got little Haploclastus devermatha. We've got some Haplopelma bachma, P. lugardis, growing on for males, females. We've got little Idiothelli mira. This is actually probably one of the more rarer spiders in the room. This is an adult female Harpactorella ovidijurki. You see her there. Cover the light. There you go. See her. She is absolutely stunning, and she never loses weight. When I first got her, maybe almost 2 years ago now, she went 8 months without eating a thing. Granted, I didn't feed her because she was so fat. Even now, she's got a lot of weight on her. And then I didn't feed her for 8 months, just watered her. She was absolutely fine, of course. And then she molted out and was still fat. So she's only been fed twice or so since she molted last time. These are little Neo-Rep enclosures. All of these are Neo-Rep enclosures. We've got an O Ho Chi Minh and a P DCF Kenya as well there. We've got two little Cartigaris brachycephalus. They're probably hiding, so I'm not going to bother trying to show you. We got a little Javametris cyaneus that was gifted to us by Mark. Thank you very much, Mark. And we have a Heteropoda javana. Yeah, Heteropoda javana. Yeah. Oh, there it is right there on the back of the cork. Down here, to save some time, we mostly have P. murinus DCF Kenya, all small juveniles, and DCF Botswana. There's a lovely one there. Absolutely stunning spiders. When they get a bit older, they turn a little less orange and more dark colour form. There's actually a Cnanth Charon back there. We've got a Piaminia, a Cirripagopus Doriae. And this was my first ever tarantula, one of my first ever. See it just down there, it's a little Phonopelma chalcodes, still absolutely tiny. And this is probably about 4 or 5 years old I've had it. And it was captive bred and was a tiny sling. 4 or 5 years on, it's now that size, so still tiny. We've got Hogna Maderiana, we won from Jeremy's Wild World, Tiara Colossus, Brachypelma bohemi. This again I got with the I got this spider with at the same time as that Phonopelma, so you can see the difference in the Brachypelma growth rate compared to the Phonopelma growth rate. Obviously one could be a male, one could be a female, but still you get slightly the idea. But this is getting a lovely size now. And although I don't really keep new rods, I'll be keeping this one because it's always that little bit more rewarding when you grow something from a sling. We've got Harpactira baviana male here, and the rest is DCF Kenya. So I'm not gonna DCF Kenya or Botswana. So I'm growing them on for a female. I'll show you in a bit. Right, we'll start here and work up. So like I said, this is one of my favourite sections because I've got some really exciting juveniles here that I'm growing on. For example, these Harpactira marxi females, they are absolutely stunning. One of my favourite Harpactira in the genus for sure. And very quick, but they've got lovely golden bands on their legs and very pretty colour. They lose it a little bit when they get older, but nonetheless pretty. Here we've got a load of Harpactira pulchripes, males, 2 males here, 1 and 2 females. The 2 males I'm just guessing through ventral sexing, but I would be very 90% confident there's 2 males here because I got these fairly recently. We've got a male Harpactira nemaquensis, well, male question mark, I think it is a male. Some Cartigaris sanderi from Ian Willman, and a Darlingi as well here, female. We've got some P. caudatus. We've sexed out 2 females and a male. These were from Portsmouth tarantulas, came as unsexed obviously, and 2 Lugardi. We've got 1 female here, and I'm 90% sure that one's male. In the corner, this is a new one for me. I haven't had her very long at all, and I'm going to be gentle because this is easily the most nuts Harpactira I've ever worked with. This is a Harpactira species silica. So it's an undescribed species. This is confirmed female. and you can see it has this nice carapace pattern. Almost looks similar to Tigrina or Dictator, but the legs are a little bit more red. It might not quite come out on camera, it looks like it is. But yeah, so they've got that little bit more red colour on the legs, and their carapace is not so filled in as Dictator, in my opinion. So they're obviously an undescribed species, so they could be anything really, but for now they're called Silica. This I've been growing on from a sling for not too long, because they grow insanely quickly, and we're probably not going to see much of it because it's going to be cuddled up in a little defense position. But this is an Ethicus species blue, and it's a female, so this you would even probably class still as a spiderling. I got it when they're spiderlings, they're even about this big, probably about this big as spiderlings. So this, some people that keep Ethicus would probably say this is probably still a spiderling, because they are a massive species. This species in particular is easily my favourite of the genus, and I had an adult female species white, but that's gone now, and I did have another one of these, but I've passed it on to a good friend now. And down there we just got a M. balfouri and a Chilobrachys discolor, so you will see there is balfouri juveniles and adults all over this room, because I have lots of them. So yeah, Caudatus and Ugadi, been through that. Right, next shelf here. These are 4 of my arboreal display enclosures. I like to make them look quite nice. I like to have these here. I don't particularly intend on producing these spiders for now, but I love planted enclosures, and these have been planted, these 3 have been planted for about 3 years, maybe. Yeah, I would say 2 to 3 years these have been planted for, especially this one on the end here. They've had different animals in them since. It started off as a mantis enclosure, but now it houses my Pythotheria ornata. She is probably a subadult female now. That species is pretty big, so she's still got a little bit of growing to do. And here I have a Venezuelan sun tiger, the Piarminia. These labels are from Bug Hub. You can find them on Etsy. They're real nice labels. There's another one here. So that is the Indian ornamental Pythotheria regalis, and that's hiding behind there. I'm particularly proud of this enclosure, because basically what I did was, I'm not going to get it down now, but I spray foamed the back and pushed a bit of cork into the back, and then hollowed out the foam from the back, so she has a lovely hide behind there that goes all the way down to the bottom. Very proud of that one. And in here we have, well, what I thought at the time, what I was sold at the time, is a Vicularia metallica, but from what I've now since realised is that it's possibly not Morphotype 6 metallica, it's something else. I think that's a male, it's just bolted, but I'm going to have to sex them out later. Alright, let's move up one shelf. This is a lot of newer stuff that I've come in recently, so that one actually isn't labelled. This is also, I might say this quite a lot, but this is another one of my most exciting spiders in the room, despite never being able to see it probably ever again. In there anyway is a tiger baboon and E. olivacea, so I have some slings down there, but this is a female sold to me from the lovely Luke at Spar Spiders. And here we have a little planted enclosure. There is a female Chilobrachys dentacharum in there. It says electric blue because it was electric blue when I got it. And here we have another load of random stuff. 1 Haplobus formosus, 2 species Gorilla. You can just see it down there. I have 2 Heterotheli villicella and 1 Omophymus lankawi. Very uncommon spider actually. So moving up, as I said to you before, my females that have been paired or are going to be paired, I like to keep on a hot shelf. So this would be the hottest shelf. It's at 26 degrees right now. It can go up to 27, 28, but that's what it's at for now. So, and I also said I like to keep males on this shelf. So we have 2 males here. We have a balfouri male who has a lot of work to do when he matures, and we have a Harpactorella ovidijurki male, which has been I've had for probably nearly a year now, not mature yet. So that will be good when I get into mature. And we also have a H. arizonensis scorpion in there as well. Here we have we're not going to be able to see her, but she is my adult female P. Metallica, one of my other planted enclosures, who likes to shit all over the side. She's also been paired, so we're keeping her nice and hot, nice and humid. Hopefully she drops a sack for us. In here we have my Satan spawn, Namaquensis, adult female. You can see her just back there in the back right corner. She has eaten 2 males now, and she's looking very, very fat, but still wants food, so quite annoying. I've been keeping her a little bit warmer and a little bit more humid. I want her to molt, and also there is a small chance that she may have taken a pairing, but I'm not sure, so we're just doing it just in case. She is looking enormous. We have an Idiothelli mirror, which was paired fairly recently, 24th of last month, and we have 2 of my older spiders, 2 Harpactira procopes females. The reason why they have male and female on the labels is because these were my original labels, and they were sold to me as a pair. But obviously now they are both females, so I'm not too bothered about that. This one was paired back last year, but I'm not expecting a sack from her. And this one is the one that recently just gave us a sack of the nymphs, of which you saw earlier. Right, so 2 lovely, nice, large enclosures. One of them is Neorep, one of them is Komodo. They both pretty much do the same thing. I like the Neorep enclosure personally because it opens quite easily. I mean, both are good. I can't really open this fully actually, so I suppose this one is more useful. In here, this label is slightly wrong. It is a DCF Kigoma. She was paired. I brought her as paired from normally I wouldn't trust it, but the guy is a very trusted friend of mine, so I trust him that it's been paired, and she has webbed off her tunnel. I can't even see back there, and I'm not going to disturb her. If she's got a sack, I'm going to leave her with it anyway, so that's fine. And in here actually is a P. Murinus DCF Kenya. So we've got DCF Kenya, DCF Kigoma. This is an adult female, and that's why we have so many DCF Kenya down there, because we're going on for males and more females. She was paired at one point but molted out, so very unfortunate. One shelf down, you'll be unsurprised, there is more baboons. These 2 shelves, well, this whole shelf really is full of baboons. So in here, this is an adult female E. Pachypus. Gonna get some reflection there, but we'll just take that down. You won't really be able to see her, but she is back there. You can just about see her legs. They do like to bury down the species in the wild, so she's got some nice substrate down there, so she can go all the way down, and she has got a hole back there you won't be able to see quite yet. But yeah, got her fairly recently. She's in pre-molt now, so she will be molting fairly soon. We go one over. That is my paired Harpactira dictator female. She is looking fat. Standing up there. She's looking very fat, so I'm hoping she drops a sack soon. You can see this enclosure is slightly more more moist than I would normally keep them. If you're looking for your Harpactiras to drop a sack, it's very good to up the humidity a little bit. The next one is a Harpactira baviana. We're not going to be able to see her. She is probably an adult, sub-adult female. I'm not going to go with my fingers there, but she has webbed this leaf closed, which is very clever. I love the enclosure. You might just be able to see some legs in there, but we'll leave her be. She was also paired, but no success yet, and I'm not holding out hope for it. Oh, I keep saying this, but another one of my prized possessions. I love them all, but of course this is also another very rare animal. In here we have a Harpactira caffreyana, sub-adult, adult female-ish. This species is definitely one of the smaller ones of the genus. I like this enclosure as well. We've got a nice little Monstera species in the back, which is doing quite well. Normally I wouldn't put live plants in a Harpactira enclosure or a bird enclosure, but we're going to try it with that one. I've been spraying it once, well, been dropping water down to the plant once a week, so it's been doing okay. I'm just gonna cover this quickly as well. This is the heater I use. It's a Netta oil-filled heater. We've got some humidifiers on the side. When it's not raining outside, the humidity drops, so I like to up the humidity a little bit in here. So yeah, that's that. You can get that on Amazon. Next shelf down, this is mostly Keratogyros, so I tried to put it in, so you would have seen most of the ones just now were Harpactira. Now we're going to Keratogyros other than one. We have a Marshalli here. I need to take this label off because she's molted since then. But there's a Marshalli in there, she's back there behind that log. We have another Marshalli here. She's been paired since, and she's been digging down quite a bit. So the Keratogyros genus, they love to dig. So unlike Harpactira, which do dig, but certainly not as much as Keratogyros, the species love to dig. In here is probably my favourite that I have of the genus. This is Meridionalis, and she is huge. You can see her down there. She's been paired, but she is a massive girl. She's absolutely gorgeous. Definitely my favourite, and she is the one that actually lacks the horn as well. Another quite a rare species now. Oh, we got some flies in here. They're very annoying at the moment. This is another pet hole. This is an Idiothele nigrifolva. So quite a rare spider. This is an adult female as well. Same genus as the other bluefoot baboon trapdoors, just different species. Here we have a Heteroscota maculata. We've got my female Grammostola pulchra. I brought this girl with another male, but of course the male is rocketing along compared to her, so wasn't a very good pair, but that was before I knew better. We also have here an adult female Monocentropus balfouri. She's down there somewhere. She has produced 2 sacks for me. She double dropped actually. We've got a Diamantinesis mature male tucked away down there. He is now paired with 2 of my females, so he's doing a good job so far. In here, this is a very rare species as well. This is an orphanaceous species, Marindicae purple. Very pretty. I've got 2 Brachypelma bohemias. One is a male, a sub-male, one is a female. Very nice. Picked them up recently. In here, no idea where, somewhere, we have a mature male Huhenai. This was from the collection. Its movement is not fantastic. It's been like that since I've got it. And we also have an Aphonopelma calcodes. This spider I love to have around because it's a great ambassador for tarantulas, because it's such a gentle spider. It's really chilled out, you know, so right, we'll just briefly look over to that bottom section. This is all Balfouris actually. We're keeping them a little bit cooler because I'm trying to wait for this male to pop, and then we're going to get them paired up and we're going to start warming them up again. We also have a Celeocosmia. Yes, I think so. Crassipes. Actually, it should be labelled. Yes, S. crassipes, mature male. I can't find anyone with an adult female, so unfortunately he's just going to have to live out his days with me for now. And we also have a P. murinus UMV female. A ant colony here. I did have a Harpagnathus venator in here, but unfortunately they crashed pretty hard. I'm not sure why. I got a lot of DOA in the shipping, and then they kind of just crashed after that. So now we have a Mesa angularis. There is the queen right there in the corner. These guys are awesome to watch. Basically what they do is they collect seeds and they turn it into ant bread, essentially. So they make their own bread. Very interesting. These are from Ants HQ. Fantastic guys over there. We've got another Balfouri female. It's not labelled. I suspect it's female. We'll wait for a molt, but I suspect by next molt I'll know. And we have the male pulchra there. We have a Keratogarus meridionalis mature male back there, and we have a Biopsura moxygorum juvenile. We won't see that, of course. These enclosures are really good for them because they retain humidity. And we have a Brachypelma albiceps over in this one. That was from a friend of mine who's coming out the hobby. I took all his animals. Now, only one tarantula on this shelf. The rest are jumping spiders. So these are all jumping spiders in here. Lots of different species and localities. I'm planning to get some breeding going with these eventually soon. So we've got Sierra de Barocco, Hylas deardi, Rastafari, Phidippus ardens. We've got this enclosure, we'll talk about that another time. And we've got some of these. So I was talking about the Celadonia enclosures earlier. These are perfect for Celadonia. I'm not going to do a care video because I don't feel like I'm qualified enough, but I've kept Celadonia for a number of years now, and these enclosures are really good for them. I recommend it highly. Top here we have a few Keratogarus as well that are paired. We've got a Marshali and a Sandari that's both paired. And we have a Heterometrus salinus, which is also paired actually with a male. We've got one random ant here. We have a queen Mesobarbarus redhead. And we also have Phorophosa blondi as well down here. You see I've got these strips up to catch these pesky fungus gnats. We've got them in various places around the room to try and reduce the numbers, though it's very difficult. The only other thing I suppose we'll talk about while we're in here is the insulation. I did this all myself, and basically none of it is nailed in. It's all fitted to size, so you see there's no nails along here, no nails along there. They're all just fitted in. We will be changing that slowly, and we're also going to get this sofa to fit more racks in because we need more spiders. That's about it. I'm going to go into a lot more detail, species specific videos. I'll mostly be covering baboons, give you an insightful look on them. But we're probably going to start off with Harpactira, maybe move on to some Keratogarus and a few other bits. So look out for the next video. I hope you enjoyed this full in-depth room tour. We've pretty much covered every animal in the room. So I'm not sure exactly how many are here. I would say between 400 and 500. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. And if you've got any questions, feel free to pop a comment and I'll try to answer best I can. Cheers guys.